We're going to start by building our SideNav here so we can push this in and push the content so we have our sidebar. So go to V3 Schools and let's do navigational sidebar because that's the one we want to use. So if you do a similar search, V3 Schools navigation sidebar. And they already have a different few ones we can check here. So for example, this where it goes like out here, or if you want to have with opacities and so on. But I'm going to just use this here of canvas here. So let's scroll down. Let's move this and let's scroll down to where it says sidebar, push content. This one here. That's the one we want. So if we click try it yourself, let's just make sure this is the one we want. So we want our sidebar over here. It pushes the content, and we use this little click here. And we have the opening here. I don't know if you can actually close it with this one right now. Nope, we'll fix that. So this is the one we're going to use. And instead of writing everything from scratch, we're just going to copy a lot of their code here. So we're going to copy all of their CSS, which from between this style here, from body all the way down to the end of this. So with our media query, so they set up some of our responsive design. And if we go back to our Visual Studio Code here, go into our scripts. Let's overwrite this because we're not going to use it anyways. So we just copy this in here. That's the first part of it, right? The CSS is now here. So we also need some of the code down here. We need to have our div for our actual, this one over here with our different links, the hover effects and everything, the closing button and so on. That's this part here. Next part main is this one over here, goes from here to around here. So that's this part over here. So we're going to copy those from the div to div, everything between the body or starting div and end div here, right? Important you get that right. So let's go back to our Visual Studio Code. Let's click save here, go into our index, and between the body tags, let's just make some space so we can see where we're working. We now just paste in these information here. The last thing we're going to need is the JavaScript part because we need to have this function here where it actually changes the position of the elements we're using. So in this case, the main SideNav and main and so on, they are going to use this to push it. So add some style to our CSS through JavaScript once we actually interact with our page here. So once we click this, it's going to change the factors down here, or we close it again. So copy this, make sure I copied everything correctly. So script to script, and then go back to your here, and let's see what they did. They did it before the body tag, so we're going to do the same. So right before the body tag ends, so let's do a little bit space, and let's paste this in. So let's click save. Let's check this real quick if it works. So refresh, do this, and we do this. Sweet. So now we have this, and we're going to do a little bit manipulation with it and change it a little bit in the next video.